Kyrie Irving ruined my life.
We don't need some lazy slob Luka Doncic on the court. Where Kyrie is strong, LeBron is weak.
You can't even look at me when you say it.
I'd rather have the Warriors championship team than the Cavs championship team.
And I would rather have $1 million, but I live in reality.
You need therapy, my brother.
You are so delusional. It's it hurts my heart.
My first claim, Kyrie will be better without Luka on the Mavs.
Okay. All right. The audacity to say that Luka might love Doncic, that Kyrie will be better off without that man is insane to say, dude. Nico Harrison ruined the last year.
What the fuck does that have to do with
Nico
anything?
Harrison ruined the last year of Kyrie's prime, the last years of Kyrie's prime. Kyrie is nothing without Luka. He needs a real alpha on his team. Luka was that alpha. He needs LeBron. He needs an motherfucking alpha, and that's what Luka was. All right. I want to hear you talk about this. I need to hear you more, and then I'll speak more.
Woo. Damn, that was a lot of energy. I hope you're okay, man.
No, I'm not. My knee hurts.
Kyrie played off ball with Luka. He should have the ball in his hand as the greatest isolation player of all time. So I think now that he has a team where he can have the ball in his hand, he also has Cooper Flagg, a great forward. He has Anthony Davis.
Hold on.
This team is built for perfection for Kyrie to succeed.
Okay, let's go through the team, guys. Anthony Day-to-Day Davis, which hopefully he plays 40 games. Hopefully, right? Clay Wash Thompson, who has been declining at rates we have never seen, and without Luka, he doesn't have open shots anymore. D'Angelo Loading Russell, who has been loading since Obama was in office. Dwight Powell, need I say Dwight fucking Powell, and Cooper Flagg, which I'm not going to speak on Cooper Flagg. We haven't seen him play yet. But Kyrie's last years of his prime are in the hands of a rookie Cooper Flagg. The Mavs need to fire Nico, or Kyrie needs to go to the Lakers and carried by Luka in order for him to win a ring again.
I'm sick and tired of this fucking bullshit that I need to hear that Kyrie needs to he needs the ball in his hand. Stop putting him in the corner. He deserves to have the ball in his hand. He's the greatest isolation player of all time. I'm not going to watch Luka put the ball through his legs to go do a stupid-ass fucking step back.
He hit on Gobert.
He has the ball in his hand way too much. He is the definition of a selfish player. Him and James Harden, selfish players that don't do anything. He's not going to win a championship ever. You know why? Because he can't play without the ball in his hand. He's lazy. He doesn't play defense, and he's selfish. He always has the ball in his hand. Now that Kyrie has the ball in his hand, you're going to see how they play like a team. Luka slows the game down because he wants to go do that stupid little put the ball through his legs. Wait, step back. I don't care for it anymore. You're going to play at Kyrie's pace. You're going to play fast, good team basketball. That's what we need. We don't need some lazy slob Luka Doncic on the court. We need Kyrie, Andrew Irving to have the ball in his hand.
I don't like you, buddy. All right?
I don't like you either.
Luka, help me out, man.
It's a pretty bold claim for somebody that just tore their ACL. Prayers for Kyrie Irving. I really hope he's going to do good.
Yeah, prayers to Kyrie Irving.
Of course, we all want him to be healthy. Kyrie has never, ever been a leader. And if Kyrie Irving is leading your team, you will never win anything. Honestly, I don't know why the Celtics boo Kyrie. They should be cheering for him, thanking him. No, I don't.
You do know
because last time I checked in 2024, it felt like Kyrie Irving had a goddamn Celtics jersey on when he was on the fucking court. And it honestly baffles me that you think that he could win with this shitty-ass Mavericks team more than what Luka got over in LA. It's outstanding. I hope that Cooper Flagg is good. But all I see on that team is a bunch of number twos. And Anthony Davis, that is a picture-perfect number two. And a team full of number twos will never win anything. I hope you know that.
All right, we'll start off with the first claim. I actually think Celtics fans should be thanking Kyrie Irving. I think they needed a leader and they needed a mentor. And without Kyrie going over there, we saw them get to levels we never thought they'd reach. Without Kyrie Irving being in Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown's ear and Scary Terry, without that, they wouldn't have made it to the conference finals. And he honestly laid the blueprint for the Celtics to eventually become a championship team and win championships. And also, why does Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown not hate Kyrie Irving? Every time they see him, it's all smiles and giving him a hug, dapping him up. They have so much love and respect for Kyrie Irving. Why? Because he gave them the blueprint for them to eventually win an NBA championship. Without Kyrie Irving teaching these young guys and mentoring them, that would have never happened. And I'm sure they'd credit him with the same thing. Also, Lakers fans are so convenient and so great at just throwing away players that once played for you guys. Anthony Davis is a phenomenal player. Don't disrespect players that just leave the Lakers. This happens time and time again.
Leave. He didn't leave.
He got traded,
It was
whatever,
the
cool,
worst trade
whatever.
in NBA history. That's a fact.
You did fleece the Mavericks. As I said, I think Kyrie Irving is a great leader. I think the media and everyone hates him for what reason? Don't know. He's just a guy that just loves being himself. And I have respect for Kyrie for
That's
just
not a winning player.
that is a winning player right there.
not a winning
He literally won a championship. He literally hit the most important shot in Game 7. The greatest player of
I
all
wanna-
time. The greatest player of all time said, "Hold up, let me just give the ball to the greatest finisher, the most clutch player of all time. Let's give the ball to Kyrie Irving and let's see what he can do." Because they couldn't score for minutes in that game. He's a leader.
Well, he couldn't score in 2024 in the goddamn finals. And you want to talk about laying down a blueprint for his teammates?
They made a good game plan.
I wonder
And I think
how,
Luka.
I wonder how that blueprint worked when the first time the Celtics made it to the finals against the Golden State Warriors. Did that blueprint work? No. It took Kyrie Irving literally averaging 19 points per game in the NBA Finals, shooting, I'm pretty sure it was 41%. 41%. And that's not even just in Boston home games at TD Garden. You know what he put up? 13 points per game. Fun fact, question everybody. How many points does Kyrie Irving score in the NBA Finals? Any guesses? 99 points. How many shots did it take for Kyrie Irving to score 99 points in the NBA Finals? Any guesses? 99. He's the reason why this is a Lakers jersey now and not a Mavericks jersey, buddy.
What's up, man?
So, man.
Your GOAT is literally a part-time player. How's he going to be better if he's not even available?
You talking about injuries?
Yeah, injuries. I've had my ACL injuries. I know they're tough, but he's not available. That Duke jersey, Kyrie was on a 10-day. Back then, only person in history of college should be on a 10-day. 11 games played. Only 4 times has he surpassed 60 games. He's not available. How could he be the best player on your team and win a championship? He's not an engine. Luka makes his teammates better. LeBron makes his teammates better. Kyrie has more conspiracy theories than assists.
Okay. Now that I let you go on your little tangent about that. You get hurt. It's a part of the game. It's sad. We move on. But I'm not going to be like Kyrie Irving's not a great player because he gets hurt. You can't control
Your
that.
favorite team,
You
the
can't control
Brooklyn
that.
Nets. It wasn't
You
because
can't
he was
control that.
hurt. He was a part-time player. He's the only
No, he got
part-time
hurt.
player
No,
in the
we didn't
history
win
of the
because he got
NBA
hurt.
team.
We didn't win because he got hurt. We won 2 games against the Bucks, and then what happened? He got undercut in Game 3. We would have won a championship that year. Even the biggest Kyrie Irving haters would agree with me that we would have won a championship had he been healthy.
With the Celtics, they did way better when he was not available in the playoffs than when he was there playing. They made it to the Eastern Conference Finals without him. Second-round exit when he played.
I have to go.
I'm
keep
asking you
going
about
through
that.
this
Tell me.
Yeah.
That's the truth. When he was hurt, they made it to the Eastern Conference Finals. Second-round exit when he played. If he's the best player, he's not an engine. He can't
I
make
think
everybody around him better.
He didn't get to go play in that first playoffs where they went to the Eastern Conference Finals. I think they would have gotten as far as they gone. I actually think they probably would have beat the Cavs. They probably would have gone to the
What
finals.
happened when he played?
Had they had Kyrie Irving.
Bledsoe locked him up.
No, that's not what happened.
cooked him.
That's not what happened.
That is what happened.
That's not what happened.
That is exactly what
I've
happened.
seen footage. I've seen footage when the Celtics were versing the Magic and Kyrie Irving wanted the ball in his hand. And guess what? Last shot of the game, they give it to Jason Tatum.
You're the most skillful player of all time.
You
You
should
can't
have the ball
cook
in your
Bledsoe?
hand. No, you should have the ball in your hand. That's what happens when egos get involved. Kyrie Irving's not an egotistical player, and that's the problem. Had he had more of an ego, had he been more selfish, we would have been talking about this a lot differently. But this is what happens when a bunch of young guys think they could run a team.
If
That's
he's
what
selfless, why did he leave the guy that won him an NBA championship? He got jealous, went to the Celtics, went there. When he left the Celtics, the whole team got better. They ended up winning a championship. They're high-fiving him, like he said, because he was the biggest reason why they got better was the reason he left, because he left.
By the way, he's so selfless. He even has said himself that he made a mistake
Where? What mistake?
leaving Cleveland. He said he made a mistake. So let's just take it from his word. You've made mistakes before. I've made mistakes before. He's selfless. My next claim is Kyrie was the biggest snub on the NBA 75 list.
For a long time, the Orlando Magic meant nothing, not a single thing. And then the promised one came out of high school after LeBron do it. LeBron paved the way. Meet Dwight Howard. Dwight Howard, the most dominant defensive center of the 2000s without a shadow of a doubt. Without Dwight Howard, the culture that has started to build in Orlando now never happens. Orlando might be wiped off the map. Orlando might have relocated for all we know. There was nothing before Dwight. There was Cleveland before Kyrie. His name was LeBron James. There was Boston before Kyrie. Meet everyone who's worn the green. Every team Kyrie has gone to has had something built. He has built no internal, self-built legacy. Dwight Howard created what became the passion that is Orlando basketball. If Dwight Howard doesn't belong on that list and you think Kyrie does, we got to get that head checked, pal.
Okay. Dwight Howard is great, but he was only great for a few years. The second he went to LA, he was just a regular all-star center. And if he's so great, why?
Just a regular smooth all-star, no big.
He's in LA. He was just an all-star center. In Orlando, he was dominant, but not dominant enough to win a championship. Kyrie Irving, NBA champ.
As a second option.
As a second option, he hit the most important shot in LeBron's entire career.
Dwight Howard, as a defensive player, made himself a first option by playing great defense, which took a team to the finals.
I'm not adding someone to the NBA 75 list that did not win a championship. Point blank, period. It does not matter.
But you will
how we
add
look
someone
at it. And it was only for a few years. He only had a few years stretch of being good. Actually, Dwight also did win an NBA championship. Forgive me.
He is a
Fact check
champion,
that.
yeah.
He won it as a backup center for LeBron. Very good, though. Trash.
Oh, so
we're not counting that championship.
Okay, cool. So
he was a shell of his former self.
Right. So
look at Kyrie's longevity. He is still an all-star. If you ask me, at least third-team All-NBA. Phenomenal player, and he's able to do it this long, and also able to win LeBron a championship single-handedly. The biggest goal in the NBA is to what? Win a championship. He didn't do it, so everything else is a failure. He failed in Orlando. I don't care if he had a few cute years in Orlando. The second he went to LA, he's a non-factor for me.
Okay, so you're saying that LeBron won Dwight Howard a championship.
Correct.
From the peanut gallery, who won Kyrie a championship? LeBron! Thank you very much. So sounds like they're about the same to me. And I get that they're at different levels in their career, 100%. But Dwight Howard led the team. That is what counts. We established early on leadership is a skill, and Dwight Howard had that in spades. As a youngster coming into the league, Dwight Howard had no fear of the other bigs. He beefed with Shaq. He beefed with the entire league because he was a young guy, and guess what? Took his team to the finals very early on. Final thoughts. Go ahead.
Shit. We should also look at Bradley Beal then. He led the Wizards to the playoffs. Let's look at Russell Westbrook.
I want to kind of go through Kyrie's career from start to finish. So he was drafted in 2011. Rookie of the Year. On paper, he may be the most aesthetically pleasing player of all time. He's made one All-NBA second team, and he's made two All-NBA third teams.
You're making me smile.
In a 15-year career. And you're telling me that alone qualifies for the NBA 75?
Correct.
What has he done since that final shot in 2016? What is one thing outside of him being a 50-40-90 player? He puts up highlights. What makes him qualified for the NBA 75?
Your shit, King. Talk your shit. Yeah, 50-40-90 club. Thank you. He went to the finals with Luka.
With Luka, and how did he do in that finals? How did he do in that finals? Talk about an absolute stinker.
Name more players in the 50-40-90 club.
Kevin Durant, Larry Bird, Steve Nash,
Was LeBron
who
in
also
it?
won 2 MVPs.
Was LeBron in it?
LeBron wasn't in there because
Why?
he's not known to be an efficiency shooter. He has such high usage. Luka's a walking 29-9-9. He makes everyone on his team better. When they played on the Mavs together, think of that Minnesota series, right? When Luka hit that game winner. Kyrie defaulted to Luka. Luka is the better player.
That's humble.
Unselfish. But what does being unselfish qualify for the NBA 75? What is that? What is being unselfish?
So give
have
me
to
a
do with
player that you think is going to be on the NBA 75 list.
Going to be.
No, that you think should have been instead.
Dwight Howard's a great one.
Give me another one because I just destroyed that kid.
To be quite honest, I would put Tracy McGrady on the NBA 75 over him.
Okay, why?
Tracy McGrady on paper is a top 5 isolation scorer of all time. He's won 2 scoring titles. Imagine putting Kyrie Irving on those Rockets teams, playing with Aaron Brooks and Yao Ming.
Taking off a top 5 isolation player for the greatest isolation player of all time?
Kyrie's the greatest isolation player of all time. He's
so.
never been top 5 in scoring. He's never been top 5 in MVP voting. The guy hasn't even made an All-NBA first team. He made one second team 11 years ago. That was 11 years ago. This guy got to play in Boston with an ascending Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. He got to play with this guy, Kevin Durant, the best ISO scorer of all time.
Incorrect.
They never even made a conference finals.
they
Now
got
he's
injured.
playing with Luka Doncic.
You should know better
could
than anyone
argue
else.
Yeah, okay, just because he was injured, it happens. That's part of the game. It's part of the game, but it's how you respond from it. And every year we keep saying the hypotheticals with Kyrie, and nothing's come of it. Nothing. We got to stop watching these highlights and saying he's great. We got to stop watching Paul George. People call Paul George their GOAT because he's a cool two-way player. It doesn't make any sense because what has he really accomplished? We need
Right, not a champ.
We need
Kyrie's
in the
a champ.
print. We need accolades. We need accomplishments. We don't just need Kyrie's fun to watch. And he hit an amazing shot 9 years ago. It's been 9 years. It's time for him to step up and be the guy.
You've been sitting here talking about championships and being a co-star on a championship level team. Mm-hmm. One championship, right? One championship?
That is correct.
Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili, Pau Gasol, Klay Thompson, all co-stars on championship teams that won multiple championships, not on the top 75 list. I'm not going to talk about any of them right now. There's a gentleman who played in the city by the name of Bernard King in the 1980s. I know you're laughing, and it's funny because you were too young to remember anything about Bernard King. Unfortunately, I'm a little older than you. Bernard King, for a couple of years in the middle of the 80s, you talk about skill. You talk about being the most skilled player ever, this, that, and the other nonsense. Bernard King, nobody could do anything with Bernard King for a few years in the mid-'80s. Second in MVP, the league leader in scoring. Put all that aside, the fact of the matter is, if you are grading the 75 greatest players ever, you have to talk about peak performance. What is greatness? If not, what were you at your best? When Bernard King was at his best, he was the best scorer in the National Basketball Association, and he was the most unstoppable force in the league. Please.
I'm not going to pretend like I watched basketball in the 80s. I didn't. I'm not going to pretend like I haven't watched his highlights. I have. His highlights are doo-doo. They don't do nothing for me. He dribbles the ball like this. I'm not, nothing about that era of basketball.
Do you know what position
Humans
Bernard King played?
evolve. Humans evolve as time progresses and continues. He's not even the greatest Knick of all time. I think the fact that you even brought up his name, you should have brought up Tony Parker. You should have brought up Manu Ginobili.
I mean, you could argue against them too, but let's talk about King first, please.
I give no credit to Bernard King. I think none. I also don't really know much about Bernard King. Keep it a buck with
Trust
you.
me, I'm understanding
Keep it a buck
that.
with you. I live in
So,
2025.
I'll give you an example. Bernard King. So Kyrie Irving, he once upon a time had his own team in Cleveland before LeBron James came home.
Yeah.
Those teams,
As like a 20-year-old, 20-year-old.
okay, never sniffed the playoffs, neither here nor there. Bunch of other seasons in Kyrie Irving's career, never didn't sniff the playoffs, even though, according to you, he's greater than Steph Curry. Bernard King took a Knick team that I could say, because I have studied the stat sheets, was doo-doo, and he took them to the playoffs for a few years, including a first-round playoff series against the great Isaiah Thomas. You want to talk about a great ball-handling guard? Let's talk about Isaiah Thomas, the original Isaiah Thomas, not the guy that your guy was traded for. Anyway, he took on IT one-on-one, averaged 43 points in the first round, sent the Detroit Pistons home. That's who Bernard King was. Mid-range maestro, could score in any number of ways. One of one player in NBA history, not included on the top 75. Egregious error, still needs to be corrected.
My next claim is Kyrie is the best co-star LeBron James has ever had.
My fault, bro. My fault. I feel bad. We could say Anthony Davis. We can say Chris Bosh. We can say Dwayne Wade. I'm not going to say any of those names. I'm going to say Luka Doncic, okay? I know it's been light, but Luka Doncic with LeBron has averaged 28, 8, and 8. Kyrie with LeBron has averaged 23, 5, and 3. We will see these next few years, Luka and LeBron are going to win it all.
We live in the year 2025. I don't want to talk about the future. We only can talk about now.
Okay.
And as of right now, what's the furthest Luka and LeBron have gone to?
It's been half a year. Let them mesh, brother. Let them mesh. But look, are we talking about what they did? No, we're talking about best co-star. Best co-star, it has to be Luka, bro. Luka is better than Cavs Kyrie. You agree with me there.
No, I don't agree.
Lakers Luka is not better than Cavs Kyrie.
No, I don't agree. They would have made it past the first round. Did they make it past the first round? Look at the camera and answer that question.
I don't gotta answer that question. Look.
No, they didn't.
Look, when Cavs LeBron and Cavs Kyrie were together, LeBron was the clear best. Right now, the Lakers are even talking about trading LeBron because of how great Luka is. Luka is even better than LeBron now. You put Luka on that Cavs team and he's better than LeBron, and everyone agrees with me, right, guys?
They lost in the first round. What are we talking about? There's no argument to be had.
We're talking about best player, best co-star. We're not talking about what they did. We're
If
talking
he's
about
so great, they would have made it past the first round.
Let him met. It's been half a year, brother. Look, we will come back to this video. Luka is gonna win a ring with LeBron in the next 2 years.
They're not gonna win a championship
Please come back to
together.
this video. I 100% know this. And Luka's better than. You cannot tell me that Luka is not better than Kyrie, bro. At the end of the day, that's the claim.
I think without Kyrie, we don't look at LeBron the same way. LeBron would not be looked at as like a top 5 player of all time
Whoa,
without
all right.
Kyrie hitting that shot. Without him hitting that shot. What are we talking about?
That's all he has. Kyrie has that one shot and that's it. Imagine he doesn't make that shot. We're not even here.
Yeah, LeBron's not here either. We're not talking about it. The GOAT discussion is dead.
All right, so answer me one simple question. Who's the greater player of all time, Dwayne Wade or Kyrie Irving? Do not lie. You just lied the first time, by the way, about him not being top 5. Kyrie missed that shot. But answer that question.
That's not lying. That's a fact. And second to that, Kyrie Irving. Dwayne Wade had who on his team for his first championship?
LeBron.
Shaquille O'Neal.
No,
he doesn't even know what he's talking about.
First championship,
Go
Shaq.
sit down. You don't even know what you're talking about.
First championship, Shaq.
He had
yes.
Shaquille O'Neal.
Yes, first championship, yes.
Okay. Right after that, who's the next person who won a championship with?
LeBron.
Okay. What are we talking about?
What's your
He got
point? Wait,
carried
wait.
in the finals by Shaq.
Carried in the finals?
Yes. He got carried that entire season by Shaquille O'Neal, right? The second after he got carried by Shaquille O'Neal, right?
Shaq was the best player on
LeBron
that
James
Heat
happens
team.
to go to the Miami Heat, and wait,
Shaq
they
was
get
a
Chris
milk dud
Bosh,
on that team.
and then they also get Ray Allen. What are we talking about?
Shaq was a milk dud on the Heat.
See,
bro.
you don't believe
Dwayne
that.
Wade was the best player on that Heat
You
team.
do not believe
Hold on,
that,
hold on,
my
hold on.
friend.
You literally cannot say that
Cool.
Kyrie is better than Dwayne Wade all time.
I
and
said
then,
it,
and then
and
let's go
I'd say
back
it
to this other
again.
quote. If Kyrie missed that shot, LeBron James, I want you to honestly answer this. Kyrie missed that shot, LeBron James not top 5 all time.
No.
List your top 5. If Kyrie missed that, list your top 5. Go ahead.
If he didn't win a championship
yeah,
with Cleveland?
Yeah. List your top 5.
All right, cool. Jordan is better than him?
No.
Yeah.
Keep going.
All right, Jordan. Let me think. Kobe.
No. Keep going.
Shaq, the dude who won Dwayne Wade a championship.
No.
Okay. Wilt.
No.
Kareem.
No. Okay. The only one I can legit give you, and I think LeBron's the GOAT, obviously, is maybe Jordan. But even if Kyrie missed that shot, he doesn't get that ring. LeBron is still very clearly top 5. For you to actually say that, it worries me. I don't think Kyrie thinks he's better than Dwayne Wade of all time.
I think he does, and he should with that confidence. You should. He's more clutch than Dwayne Wade.
There's delusion and there's confidence. There's illusion and then there's confidence, bro.
I'm confident. He's more skilled than Dwayne Wade too.
Are you out of your mind? You did not, with your own brother. He did not just say Shaquille O'Neal carried D Wade in the NBA Finals.
I did.
Was Shaq. Shaq didn't even he didn't even average 15 a game in that NBA Finals. You know who carried Dwayne Wade? It was the referees.
Someone gotta fact check that.
It was the referees, buddy. Shout out to Dallas. I'm a former Dallas Mavericks fan. Shout out to Chris too.
Former? What does that mean?
It means your star, the one that you're defending, played the worst basketball of his life. But I'm going to go back to your claim. Buddy.
Okay.
Dwayne Wade averaged 35 points per game in that NBA Finals. Mm-hmm. What earth did Shaq put up more points, do anything better than Dwayne Wade on that floor to beat the Dallas Mavericks in 06? What do you mean carry? I would love to see somebody put up 35 points per game and somebody tell me, yeah, buddy, you got carried. Who?
It's a lot easier when you have arguably the most dominant player of all time and the defense attention's all on him. Yeah, Dwayne Wade, go get your cute little layups.
Was it Lakers Shaq on that team?
He's dominant. And I don't know what you're talking about. He was dominant.
Miami Heat Shaq, buddy. There was a big difference. The drop-off when he went from the Lakers to the Heat was insane. He wasn't even the same player.
No.
He was a good player.
No,
he
was a
went from
great player.
superstar to all-star. Let's not get that twisted.
You're so wrong.
I am not wrong at all.
You are so wrong.
You're coming at me
You're
saying
disrespecting Shaquille O'Neal for absolutely no reason. Arguably the most dominant player of all time, one of the greatest centers we've ever seen, played with Dwayne
As a
Wade.
Laker.
He's so dominant, the defense is focused on
Laker.
just Shaq in the paint.
as a Laker. Because, like, is Shaq even going to get his jersey retired in the Heat? Maybe.
He should, considering he won them a championship.
Anthony Davis was the closest person to ever snatch a Finals MVP from LeBron James. When Kyrie won the chip with LeBron, if you gave that Finals MVP to Kyrie Irving, you would get hung, you would get stabbed, you would be arrested, because there is no way a single voter would give a vote to anybody on that floor, not named LeBron James, for that NBA Finals. Are you out of your mind?
I'm not. He hit the most important shot. If that shot didn't go, he wouldn't
You
have
know
won.
why. You know why.
We're not
Brother.
gonna give the Finals MVP to the dude who hit the most important shot. Without that shot, they wouldn't have won a championship. But because we have the shot clock, let me just go to your Anthony Davis point, because I think it's a good point, and no one has addressed it yet. I actually think Anthony Davis is a really, really, really good player. But I think the only fault in his game is the fact that they play too much like the same. He clogs the paint for LeBron. where they're both strong in the same
have a
areas. Where Kyrie is strong, LeBron is weak. Kyrie can create his own shot. LeBron's not as good at creating his own shot. He needs an elite guard to play off of, and that's why they play so great. I think Anthony Davis is a great player. I think the fit was good. Clearly, they won a championship, although a Mickey Mouse championship ring. But they won a championship.
The only reason that shot is remembered is because the greatest block in NBA history happened right before that. The only reason that shot is remembered is because one of the best defensive stops made by Kevin Love happened right after that. That shot took place at the 1 minute mark. Defense still needed to be played. There was a lot of game left. Be happy that Kevin Love was able to stop Stephen Curry.
My next claim is Kyrie Irving is the most skilled player of all time.
Is rebounding a skill? Is defense a skill? Is leadership a skill?
All right.
How is Kyrie Irving the most skillful player to ever live?
You just named the dumbest things of basketball. No one cares
The
about
leadership is dumb?
Finishing ability. He's the greatest ball handler of all time. Name a better ball handler than Kyrie Irving.
Steph Curry.
Can't. You don't actually believe that. You
Pistol
genuinely
Pete.
believe that?
Kenny Anderson.
Pistol Pete's from the 40s and 50s. We're talking about today.
No, he's not. He's
Kyrie
from the
Irving
70s.
has dropped your favorite NBA player multiple times.
Deepest bag does not mean most skillful. There's more to skill than just having a bag. You're thinking bag, not skill. And how do those skills translate to winning is most important. Jokic is way more skilled. Jokic is a better rebounder.
He's also 7 foot tall.
He's a way better passer as a center.
He's not a better passer as a center. That's a ridiculous
If Kyrie
claim.
is the most skillful player ever, why does he only average 23 points a game?
You know how hard it is to average 23 points in a game?
100% in the
We're
best
talking
league in the world,
we're
but you're
talking
saying most skillful.
We're talking about an NBA legend right here. 6 foot
He's a
two,
legend.
Kyrie Andrew Irving. At 6 foot 2, 180 pounds, he's able to cross up your favorite NBA player. He's able to finish with both his right and his left hand at the top.
I could do
of the
that
back.
too.
You can do that?
I could finish my right and my left hand.
Why are you here in this House of Hyde studio and not in the NBA then?
That's why I'm here.
So let me get this straight. You have the same skills as Kyrie Irving.
I didn't say that.
But you want to spend your...
I said I could lay with my right and lay with my left. Everybody in the NBA
At the
can
top
do
of the
that.
backboard?
At the top of the backboard.
Put English on it. Top of the backboard. Top right, top left.
You still didn't answer my
you
questions,
can't
though.
do that.
You still didn't-
That's why you're talking to me.
You did not answer my questions.
What's your question?
Defense a skill? Kyrie Irving is a turnstile on that side of the floor.
He's not.
He wasn't even the most skillful player on the LeBron James Cavs team.
Who's more skilled?
LeBron is a way better passer, a way better rebounder, and a way better leader of men. How was he the more skillful player than LeBron James? Kyrie Irving, at his peak, was third-team All-NBA. If you're the most skillful player ever and your peak is third-team NBA, you are a massive underachiever.
Look at his height and his weight. But let's go based on
Look at his height and his... What are we doing, pound for pound
No,
now?
let's do that. Let's do that.
Allen
Let's do
Iverson,
that.
pound for pound,
Okay,
was a better player.
Let's go by each thing. You said that he's not a good defender, right?
He's not a good defender.
Okay.
Defense is a skill, and you're saying the most skillful. That's half the game.
Okay. So Kyrie Irving averaged 2 steals
Why
a
don't you
game in the
change it to
finals.
deepest bag? Why don't you do that?
No,
deepest
he's
bag.
the most
Change
skilled.
the claim.
He's the most
Change
skilled.
the claim.
Your claim is only defense
Only
and passing.
defense, rebounding, leadership.
For a
3 big
guard,
skills.
those are like the least important skills for a
Leadership
guard.
for a guard?
Yeah.
Oh my God!
He's also a great leader. You have no evidence or claims that say that he's not a great
Now
leader.
you're just saying anything.
No, I'm not. You're saying anything. You said he could be in the NBA.
He could be in the
You
NBA.
said you could be in the NBA.
I got closer
You
than
said
you
you're as
think.
good.
I
No,
got
you
closer
didn't.
than you think.
You're here for a
Google
reason,
me.
buddy. What's your name?
Google me.
What's your name?
Combo. World renowned.
Never heard of it.
Kyrie Irving is not the most skilled player. Does he look pretty when he lays the ball up? Absolutely. I think anyone can say that. But other than that, that's really where the skill ends. When you talked about finishing, he has the same percentage finishing in the paint as Stephen Curry, 47%. So if you're going to use that as the skill, you can't do it. When you talk about assist-to-turnover ratio, his is not even that high. Chris Paul is a more skilled player. His assist-to-turnover ratio is one of the best in the NBA, right? It's about 9-2. When you look at Kyrie, it's about 4-2. So Kyrie is turning it over at a 50% rate. So when you talk about ball handling, a part of ball handling and having that skill is not turning the ball over when you're crossing up the best player. So you're really going to have to defend that point and make that claim, because right now I am confused. Where's the evidence?
Okay, all right. You made some good points. I think first the reason why Steph Curry's like field goal percentage, right? You said his finishing at the rim is the same percentage as Kyrie Irving's because he's an amazing three-point shooter. You're going to have to run him off the line. You're going to get easier looks at the rim. Kyrie can shoot the 3-ball. He's a great three-point shooter, but he's not the greatest three-point shooter of all time like Steph Curry.
That's a fact.
So when you're at the rim, Kyrie's getting tougher looks at the rim. He's finishing with his right and left at these weird angles you've never seen before.
Do you have any factual evidence to prove what you're saying?
Do you have any factual evidence to prove what you're saying?
gave
You just
you-
gave me
I
a
gave-
percentage,
I
but
gave
why?
you the
So there's
number.
there's nothing more you can say about why those numbers are the same. You
Well,
just
I could
think-
also say this. Kyrie Irving has played with centers. Stephen Curry doesn't play with a center who finishes at the rim. So, actually, you might have made my point. Maybe Steph Curry's the more skilled player because they finish the same at the rim. You said Steph is a better three-point shooter. I think Steph creates for other players better. So I think you made a different point here.
I don't
you
think
might
so.
need to change
I
that
don't think
jersey
so.
to a Warriors jersey
I
because
would
Steph
never do
Curry
that. I
might
would
be the
never
most
do that.
skilled player of all time.
I would never do that.
And one of the smartest things you did was you wore a Duke jersey and not an NBA jersey. Because when you talk about skill in the NBA, it's a whole different level. Steph is the NBA skills guy. Chris Paul is the NBA skill guy. LeBron is an NBA skill guy. And even at Duke, there was another guy on Kyrie's team, I think, who could have been just equally as skilled in college because Kyrie wasn't available. And the best availability is to be healthy and ready. And right now, you've done a bad job at proving your point, and you proved mine.
Again, I really don't think I have. I think also Kyrie, he gave it to Steph in the finals. Kyrie's clutch. I think that also goes. Kyrie's way more clutch than Steph Curry ever was.
Not by-
Kyrie is a better ball handler, like I've said. I think we can agree on that, right?
No, we can't. All right.
He's not a better ball handler?
Well, you brought up clutch. Stephen Curry's was the NBA Clutch Player of the Year. Kyrie has never won that award. I think you're trying to make it about one
That's a
play in
bullshit
the
award
NBA
to
Finals.
begin
And salute to him. That's one of the greatest shots of all time. But you brought up NBA Finals. What did Kyrie Irving do in the NBA Finals when he played against the Boston Celtics? I'll wait. Well, I'll give you the answer. He had 3 games where he scored 16 points or less in the NBA Finals after he went in front of the entire world and vowed, I will never be that bad again. You know what he did? He went out there and was that bad again or even worse. So I don't want to bring
I
up
don't take
NBA
anything away
Finals.
from Kyrie Irving. I think that just shows you how good that Boston defense was in that series, and they made a great
Oh
game
my
plan.
gosh. Well, he's the most skilled ever.
Yeah.
Listen, bro, you proved my point, not your own.
Thank you, brother.
I just got one question for you. How could Kyrie Irving be the most skilled player of all time if he's never been the most skilled player on his own team? Simple question. Because what do you do if you're the most skilled player on your team? Your coach is going to want to put the ball in your hands, right? So why, over the last 11 years of his career, after those first 3 seasons when he was 74 games under 500, coaches put the ball in LeBron James' hand. Coach put the ball
Not
in
in the
James
finals.
Harden's hands. Coach put the ball in Luka Doncic's hands. All those guys led those teams in assists. All those guys led those teams in scoring. Skill. What's the point of skill? I mean, answer me that question. What is the point of having skill on a basketball court?
I think I'm going to go address your first point.
Sure, go for it.
I'm sure you think LeBron's, the greatest player of all time? Second?
No, I actually don't. I think Michael Jordan's the greatest player of all time.
So,
But continue.
second?
He's up there.
So one of the greatest players of all time deferred to Kyrie in the biggest moment in an
One
NBA
shot?
Finals Game 7
One
game?
shot? Your argument's based on one shot in one moment.
No,
when
you're the
LeBron
one who
made the
brought it
right
up.
play.
You're the one who brought it up. You said, wouldn't they give the ball to the most
I'm not
skilled
talking
player?
about one
you
play.
said that. You said, would they not give the ball to the most skilled
I'm
player?
talking
They
about
did, brother. They
game
gave it to
after
Kyrie
game,
Irving game
week
7.
after week, month after month,
So
season
give me
after
another
season.
example, because at the highest moment, they were like, we want the ball in Kyrie Irving's hand, not LeBron James's hand.
So for one shot, and he made the shot, and he deserves credit for that.
He does.
If we look at the larger sample size, what's the point of skill on an NBA basketball court? Put the ball in the basket.
Give me the larger
so
sample size.
why
I
has
gave you an
Kyrie
example.
Irving never once in his career been in the top 10 in efficiency? He's only been top 20 in efficiency once, and he was 20th. If you go look at the 100 leaders all-time career NBA effective field goal percentage, Kyrie Irving ranks at the bottom part of the top 100.
I'm not
so
gonna-
why, if you are the most skilled player ever, why aren't you up there? Why all those fancy ball handling moves, all the finishing, all the three-point shooting, you can't be among the most efficient players in the league? And you know who recognizes that? MVP voters. You know how many MVP votes Kyrie Irving has gotten in his career? The same number as you and me and all these folks watching us right now. I'm a Knicks fan, so it pains me to say this, but my guy David Lee got an MVP vote one time.
I got all these nerdy stats getting thrown at me. I cannot refute these stats because I don't know it. You could just be talking out of your ass. But what I can say is I gave you one clear example.
Yeah, one shot.
Give me another example instead of these stats I can't back up. You don't know it. I don't have the internet in front of me. How about you give me another instance where they're like, hey, we don't want Kyrie taking the last shot. Let's give it to X, Y, and Z player because Kyrie won LeBron James the championship. Without that shot, we're not talking about LeBron the same way.
You know what? You're right. I can't give you another example of Kyrie not taking the last shot or whatever because 7 times out of Kyrie Irving's 14-year career, he didn't even make the playoffs. So I don't think anyone cares who's taking the last shot of Game 82. Oh, wait, except he wasn't taking that shot either because he was on the injured list, wearing street clothes on the damn sideline.
I just want to bring up
Kyrie Irving for you.
I want to bring up the irony of him saying, wouldn't you want the most skilled player to take the last shot while Kyrie Irving hit the most important shot in LeBron James' career? My next claim is, if Kyrie Irving was drafted to the Golden State Warriors, he'd have more championships than Steph Curry.
We have to change the name of this show to Shock Value because the things you are saying are you just want to rage bait.
No.
Kyrie Irving has never been the best player on a championship level team. It has never happened. Not in college, not in the NBA. It's never happened. Stephen Curry is a culture guy. Stephen Curry is a skill guy. Stephen Curry is a leader. Kyrie Irving has not established that anywhere. At Cleveland, when he was drafted, the team was below 500 almost every season.
Garbage.
Terrible culture builder.
Yep.
When Steph was drafted to the Warriors, there was bad culture, okay? Now that he's been here, they have a new stadium. They're the most valuable team in the NBA, and they have 4 banners, okay? Where, in what stop in Kyrie Irving's career would you say he was the best player and where he built anything close to a good culture?
I don't think he ever was, and that's a damn shame because he's a great player, but he never had the opportunity to. He was never given the opportunity to showcase how good of a player he was. And I don't blame you. I called Steph Curry propaganda. Your head is everywhere right now, and I don't blame you.
My head is on one place. These ridiculous statements.
No,
What do you
they're
mean
not.
He,
They're
what do you
not.
mean he
They're
didn't
not.
have the chance? He was the guy in Cleveland. He was the #1 pick. It was his team.
That team was terrible. But if
Because he wasn't good enough.
No, it's because the team wasn't good enough.
Okay, and when the team got good enough.
Did you blame LeBron whenever he first went to Cleveland? They had a shitty team. No, you blame the team.
No, I blame LeBron. Then he got LeBron, who's the second best player of all time. And how many rings did they win together?
One.
One.
Look at the competition
And
they versed. Kevin Durant
Look at the
immediately went to the
competition they
Warriors.
faced. They played Steph Curry.
No.
They
went 1-1. They split, and then Kevin Durant went to the Warriors.
And then they lost again. And Kyrie wasn't even on the second run of that. And then he went where? To Boston. And what did he do in Boston? Nothing.
He got injured.
No,
what are we talking about?
He did
Got
nothing.
injured.
Then he goes to the Nets where he has the opportunity to be the guy.
I'm a Nets fan.
They're handpicked. They handpicked their roster. They handpicked their coach. And what did they do in the playoffs?
They got hurt.
They got
Why?
swept.
Why?
No,
Let's talk about it.
No, they got swept.
Because Giannis undercut Kyrie Irving.
No. Kyrie played 4 games. They got swept. Okay, then let's go to another stop. Kyrie said he's gonna play hard against
Boston.
He's gonna play hard against the Boston Celtics. Do you know his record against the Boston Celtics since leaving that team?
I mean, it makes it a lot easier whenever Ime Udoka, who knows how Kyrie plays,
it
becomes the
starts-
Celtics
it
coach,
start- it starts
knows
with
his habits
zero.
as a player.
It starts with 0.
Knows your habits as a player.
So how
That makes
can
it
he
a lot
win?
easier.
How can he win a ring when he's struggling to win a playoff series? He can't even win playoff series.
He was never given the opportunity. Kyrie is such an unselfish player. When he played with LeBron, he played off ball. That's not even a strength, but because of how selfless he is and how humble he is as a guy, he said, you know what? I'm going to make this bigger than just myself, and I'm going to play off ball so we can win the championship.
Listen, I like
LeBron
you, but
would never have said that.
I like you, but you got to look in the mirror because you are wilding. Like, you are going off. There is no way that you could say that Kyrie Irving would bring the Warriors a chip when he hasn't brought himself a chip. He hasn't done it.
Imagine a world where he had Klay Thompson and Draymond Green
He had
and Kevin
LeBron
Durant.
James. Who's better? Now look me in my face and say this. Who's better, LeBron James or Klay Thompson?
It's not 1 for 1. It's the teams.
Okay,
as
so
a
who's
whole.
better, LeBron James or Kevin
the
Durant?
The Warriors championship team than the Cavs championship
And I would rather
team.
have $1 million, but I live in reality right now. You can't just make things up like
I'm not
this.
making things up. That's a fact.
You told everybody else bye. I got to tell you bye. Because somebody got to replace you. This is nonsense.
Nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you. I'm scared already. A Boston jersey with the Nets shirt on? What the hell going on?
I'm just honoring one of the people that Kyrie Irving just disobeyed and just threw to the side because he was all about himself. So the claim here is that Kyrie Irving would have won championships if he was drafted by the Golden State Warriors instead of Steph Curry.
He would have won more.
So here's what we're talking about here. Steph Curry launched that team by himself. He was the first one on that team, and then they slowly built more pieces with Klay Thompson and Draymond Green, and later adding Kevin Durant. That team went from nothing to Steph Curry ushering in a dynasty. And Kyrie Irving, if you know anything about Kyrie Irving, he would have ditched Golden State after like 2 or 3 years because that's what he does. He quits on teams. He is a quitter. He's never been loyal in his entire career. He's ruined franchises. He is a franchise ruiner. Look what he did to the Nets. Look what he did to the Celtics. He told LeBron James, I don't want to be with you anymore. Could you imagine that? Any other team, any other player, look at LeBron James, who top 2 player, I'm not going to debate LeBron MJ, top 2 player of all time, telling LeBron James, I don't want to play with you. And he's done nothing close to what he did with LeBron with any other player ever. He is so out of his head. You think that there would have been a dynasty with Kyrie and the Warriors? You are so delusional. It's like, it hurts my heart.
You don't need this. You need therapy, my brother. But let's
You
go.
need I do need therapy because Kyrie Irving like ruined my life. As a Nets fan, we could have won championships.
I'm a Nets
but
fan, too.
he was so all about himself. He couldn't get a little
so
shot.
not true.
All he had to do was get a little shot, and James Harden stays happy. Kevin Durant stays happy. Who knows what they could have accomplished together? But he was so about himself and so egotistical that he couldn't even get a simple shot to play the game.
He's not a selfish player. Let's go scenario for scenario. Cleveland first, right? Cleveland actually Kyrie Irving regrets, and he knows that he made a mistake. When you're young and dumb, you make mistakes at times. In Boston, I don't think he did anything wrong. Jason Tatum had a big head. Jaylen Brown had a big head. Terry Rozier, those dudes thought they could do it without Kyrie. Why would you feel accepted and welcome? Why would you feel accepted and welcome somewhere where everyone thinks you're not good enough? We do this without you. So he left Boston, and I think rightfully so. I think I would have left Boston. All of you guys would have left Boston. And then we go to Brooklyn. I'm a Nets fan. You're a Nets fan. We know Joe Tsai, not a good owner. There was mandates.
What's your
There was
definition of a
mandates.
good owner?
Let's not make this political. It was his personal decision. We should respect that.
A great teammate leader would do whatever it takes to win at all costs. You do whatever it takes to win at all costs. And at your Celtics point, he wouldn't want to leave the Celtics. Look what the Celtics are now. They're actually better off. Kyrie looked at the fans and the whole organization said, I want to be with you, then walked away and turned around. What a pathetic human being.
Stephen Curry put out a tweet in maybe 2009, 2010, when the Warriors were valued at less than $500 million as a franchise. And he said, no matter what happens, we're going to figure this thing out. No matter what it takes, we're going to figure this thing out. If Kyrie was put in the same situation, he would have put out a tweet saying, sorry guys, I just bought up land in Boston. Steph Curry has completely warped what we think of offense, and the reason why he won 4 championships with the Golden State Warriors is because he completely reimagined or made us reimagine what we think of efficient offense. If Kyrie Irving was put in a similar position to Steph where he has to connect with Draymond Green in such a way where he's running off ball, he's running miles and circles around anybody else that's trying to stop him, Kyrie Irving would have been dead on the floor halfway through the season if he had to try and play a whole 82-game season doing that kind of regimen the entire time. And also, on the topic of underperforming in the NBA Finals and in the playoffs in general, especially since he left LeBron in Cleveland, Kyrie Irving had the chance to be great against the Celtics in 2024, and I just wanted to make the point that while Steph wasn't defended by Drew Holiday in that kind of series, he wasn't there yet, the guy who he was defended by was the Defensive Player of the Year at his position, and he gave him 30, and he gave him 43 in Game 4 of the Finals, came back down 2-1 to win 3 straight and win it all on their home floor. Tell me that Kyrie Irving has the kind of resolve that could make him do that.
I'm not trying to go disrespect Steph Curry. I think he's an amazing player. I think him running off ball and being able to shoot the 3 ball at the caliber that he does is very impressive. And I don't think I'm trying to say that Kyrie Irving would play in the exact system that the Warriors are playing. I don't think he's going to run off a bunch of picks and shoot a bunch of 3-pointers.
Steph is the system.
I think
we've seen a lot of guys do what Kyrie does. He can dribble, he can score. Steph does everything and clears Kyrie in every spot imaginable. And the off-ball movement was just a product of him creating a system that became the most dominant of this century. And I don't see Kyrie Irving fitting that mold.
The larger point I'm trying to make is they created a team around Steph Curry. He's the first player to be there. And then they're like, hey, Klay Thompson, great 3-point shooter. Let's put him there. Draymond, whenever Steve Kerr first got there, he's like, yo, let's have him start. Let's have him be like this point forward, right? He's a great defender. Kyrie never had that. The second he went to
Kyrie
Cleveland,
had LeBron
he had
James.
really shit.
Kyrie had 20,
Let's
15,
Steph Curry,
2017,
Steph Curry
LeBron James.
Steph Curry dealt with a lot of injuries when he
did
in his first few years.
Yeah.
Imagine just throwing LeBron at him. No, the team is not, we're going to build around Steph Curry. It's LeBron's here, everyone else figure it out. And I think if you gave Kyrie Irving the capability and a team that like valued him and was like, hey, let's build around your strengths, I think we would have been looking at Kyrie Irving very differently. Again, Kyrie's very humble and he's able to like put others above himself.
Most humble guy I know.
He is. He really is. He was able to play off ball with LeBron and be like, hey, I'm going to be the bigger person and play around these systems. And he's been able to do that. With Luka, did the same thing. Steph's not doing that. He wants to be the center of attention.
Who was Kevin Durant?
And they built a system around it. And that's why we look at Steph the way he does.
There is no if, ands, or buts. The guy himself is the system and made the NBA. He didn't conform to the NBA. The NBA conformed to him.
My next claim is, if Kyrie Irving had the size of Jordan, he'd be the greatest player of all time.
So let's take your hypothetical. I'm just gonna compare him to players who are his size, right? I don't even need to make him 6'6" with 30 more pounds of muscle, as you keep saying.
Okay.
Even at his size, he's not the best player.
Who's
right?
the best player?
All right, Stephen Curry is his size. Stephen Curry's a better player. Jalen Brunson is smaller than him, and Jalen Brunson is a better player. No. Let me finish here. Then you keep talking about this defensive things. Muggsy Bogues. Do you know why Muggsy Bogues' name is Muggsy? Because he played defense and he would mug the ball from you. He would steal the ball from you. Because defense isn't about height or weight. Defense is about heart and effort. If Kyrie put more heart and effort into the defensive side of the basketball, he would be a better player and he wouldn't need to be Michael Jordan's size, right? Draymond Green is 6'6" and is one of the best defensive players of all time, playing the center position. Do you see Draymond Green complaining that he should be 7 foot to be a defensive player of the year?
I mean, if he was 7 foot, he'd be the greatest defender of all time.
But he doesn't need to, because it's about effort and it's about heart. It's not about height.
Muscle.
So now
Draymond
back
Green is huge.
Now back to
he could have played in the NFL.
But now no, he couldn't. He played for Michigan. He played
Michigan.
one game for Michigan State and got whooped. But now let's get back to this. Now, I'm talking about players who are his size. Stephen Curry, Russell Westbrook, Allen Iverson. You know what all those guys have in common? MVPs and have been the best players on their team when they went to the NBA Finals.
You did not just say
I'm
that
not
name.
even asking him to win.
You did not just say that name.
Just get to the finals, okay? Russell Westbrook averaged a triple.
We're not doing this.
No,
we're actually not going to do this.
We're doing it right now.
This is
Russell
insane.
Westbrook
This is insane.
averaged a triple-double and is a comparable size to Kyrie Irving. And you know what a part of a triple-double is? Rebounding, which is something you can do on offense and defense. And it's not about being 6'6" or having 30 more pounds. It's about the effort that Russell Westbrook puts on the court. That's hustle, okay? You cannot give me a logical argument when I'm comparing him to players who are his size.
Give me one
Why
second.
is he not better than any of the guys who are the same size, same weight, and who have had also similar injuries to him? Why?
I'm actually furious that you brought up that name. I would be sitting in that seat if we were really talking about this.
Answer the
Russell
question.
Westbrook is the worst player in all of team sports. Your homie that you play Fortnite with is a better team player than Russell
Answer the
Westbrook.
question. What is the difference? They are the same. They are in the same comparable size range and the same comparable weight and play the same position.
Okay, so give me each player. We'll go one by one then.
Stephen Curry.
Okay, Stephen Curry. It's a good argument.
Okay, we could. Go
I don't
to
want to knock him.
Try to knock him.
My knock for Steph Curry is really the team that he has around him and the situation that he was
Okay,
been in
so
since day one.
Russell Westbrook.
Terrible fucking player. God awful.
Why is he? How is he better than Russell Westbrook?
How is he better than Russell Westbrook?
He's not a better
He can
defender.
shoot the ball.
Okay.
Russell Westbrook cannot shoot the ball.
But he scored at a higher clip than Kyrie in his MVP season. So next argument, because that's not true.
It literally doesn't matter because he's never done anything throughout his entire career.
He won an
He's
MVP.
put up empty stats.
He averaged a triple-double for 3 seasons.
I don't give a fuck about that MVP.
So what do you care about?
He's put up empty stats.
What do you care
at every
about?
team.
What do you
What did he do in
value?
Washington? What did he do with Durant?
What do you
What did he do with
value?
Harden?
He went to the
What did he do
finals.
with
He went to
Paul
the
George and
finals.
Carmelo Anthony? Yeah, Kevin Durant did that. Ever since that Kevin Durant year, he hasn't done shit in his entire career. That Lakers team, they won a championship without Russ. Russ goes there, they're not even in the
You
playoffs.
didn't answer the
Russell
question.
Westbrook
You
is
didn't answer
awful
the question.
because you brought up Russell Westbrook and pissed me off.
Listen, man. If you don't make the claims if you don't got the answers.
No, I do got the answers.
didn't
You brought up Russell Westbrook. You brought up Russell Westbrook.
Kyrie Irving leaves every situation he's ever been to. He is a toxic person, and teams are better off when he's gone. This notion is just preposterous. How could you possibly defend that?
The biggest knock to Kyrie Irving's game is what? Defense.
He's never there.
Right? Defense.
He's never there, and he
Defense.
quits on teams.
Kyrie Irving right now is 6'2", 180 pounds. Michael Jordan is 6'6". Give him an extra 4 inches and then add an extra 30 pounds. He'd be an all-world defender. Why? Because he cares, and he averaged 2 steals a game in the finals. He's also a great defender. He cares. In the moments where it matters most, Kyrie Irving is not an okay defender, but a good defender, an adequate defender, especially for a guard.
Add a few inches to his height. Give me a break.
And 30 pounds.
Nothing would have
You,
changed.
you know what 30 pounds of muscle looks like? Add 30 pounds of muscle on top of Kyrie Irving. You know what would have happened? He'd be more athletic. He'd be an all-world defender. I think defensive player of the year. He's already the greatest isolation player of all time. He's the most skilled player of all time.
Michael Jordan
as we all agreed on.
Michael Jordan was a killer. He was an alpha. Kyrie Irving has never been an alpha.
Not an alpha. Hit the greatest shot of LeBron's career. Not an alpha.
First of all,
not an alpha. That makes sense.
Ray Allen hit the biggest shot of LeBron's career.
That's such bullshit. You don't even think that.
I do
that's
think
such
that.
bullshit. He won a championship for Cleveland. That's where he's from. You think that's that crazy ass Miami? He already won a ring in Miami. What are we talking about?
Michael Jordan 6-0 in the finals. You realize what kind of
he also didn't always make it to the finals.
What type of competitive nature you have to do that? That is clawing through everything, doing everything possible, whatever it takes to win, being available. These are all the things.
I think he wouldn't be as injured had you gave him 4 inches and 30 pounds of muscle.
Taller, bigger guys get hurt just as much.
What are we talking about?
You're talking about you're defending Kyrie Irving and comparing him to Michael Jordan. He would Michael Jordan if he was taller? That is, I can't even get started on that.
Bro, you give me 4 inches and 30 pounds, I'd be in the NBA. You know what Kyrie would do with that?
You know how many tall people don't make it to the NBA?
You have no idea. You have no idea.
So before we even get into giving Kyrie the size, let's just do a side-by-side to see how he needs to catch Jordan first. Michael Jordan has 10 scoring titles, if I'm right. That record will never be broken. Kyrie's never been top 5 in scoring. I also want to add that in the new NBA, you need to play 65 games to even qualify for these awards. Kyrie can't even show up for 55 games.
Yeah, 6'2", 180 pounds, he can't.
Okay.
But at 6'6",
how does adding 4 inches have to do with
pounds,
playing in games?
He won't get injured as much.
He's in his 30s with a torn ACL.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay, this would be throughout his entire career. If you added 4 inches when Kyrie first got into the NBA and added 30 pounds of muscle, we'd be talking about this very differently. That's the claim. I'm not talking about right now if you added that. Yeah, he's already kind of old.
But let's keep talking about how he needs to catch up to Michael, right? Michael was 6-0 in the finals. I think Kyrie's 1-3. In addition, Michael Jordan has 5 MVPs. Kyrie has never even finished, I would argue, probably top 7 or 8 in the MVP voting. I would have to double check that, but he's definitely not been top 5. Okay. Kyrie's made an All-NBA second team and 2 All-NBA third teams. So by adding 4 inches to a guy of Kyrie's build that doesn't even play on the other side of the ball, regardless of if he was 6'5", 6'6", or not, he would not even be in the same stratosphere as Michael Jordan. Let's not even talk about Michael Jordan. Let's just talk about this era. LeBron James, Kevin Durant. Let's take a Dwayne Wade who played with LeBron. Clearly the better co-star. James Harden, another one of his teammates. Harden's an MVP winner. Top 5 or 6 isolation scorer ever. Let alone if we gave Kyrie a few inches to say he's the greatest ever, I wouldn't even say he's top 10 or 15 in this specific era. It makes no sense. It literally makes no sense. I can't even repeat that sentence because I would start laughing. It's so ridiculous.
I've heard you guys go over the same points, and availability is one of the biggest points.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you gave him more muscle and 4 inches, we already eliminated the biggest criticism you guys have. So now he'd be available for way more games. He has way more opportunities to compete at the highest level. He'd be available in Boston, and the young guys would not hijack the team. He would have beat LeBron because they already went to 7, would have went to the finals, and honestly probably would have won it. Why? Because he's done it before, and he's capable of doing it again. The only thing he needs is 4 inches and 30 pounds, and I truly believe that to my core.
So 4 inches and 30 pounds would have changed how he played in the finals a couple of years ago.
Yeah,
we're talking the greatest of all time. This is the greatest of all time. He's not even a top 5 point guard of the 21st century.
That's insane.
Maybe not even top 10.
That's insane.
Allen Iverson's compared to him pound for pound. AI won an MVP.
Did he win a championship?
He led a team to the finals with Aaron McKee and Dikembe Mutombo as the guy.
Yep.
Kyrie can't even
Didn't
make
win.
a conference finals with KD and James Harden.
Competition is way
we know.
harder
You and I
nowadays.
know better than anybody in this room and our
competition's
other
way
Nets
harder.
fans here. Right?
There's just us. There's no other Nets fans in this room.
But, I mean, to say that is ridiculous.
My next claim is if Kyrie Irving, James Harden, and Kevin Durant were healthy, they would win not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 championships.
You wrote that number?
Correct.
Do you even realize how hard it is to win 5 championships? Let's talk about these players, okay? James Harden was declining so hard. So you're operating under the assumption that he's going to be peak 2018 James Harden for the next 5 to 7 years, which is just ridiculous because the guy does not care, has no work ethic. Number 2.
Bro, you're a Nets fan. You would know he was not a crazy isolation player, but he was a great passer, and that's all they needed from James Harden. You just needed him to get a bucket whenever he could. He was a great passer.
They needed him to be an elite scorer. We're also talking about Kevin Durant, also declining. So there's no way he would be able to keep up that elite level of play. You're talking about Kyrie Irving, who's a team quitter. Quits on literally every single team he's been on. Kobe and Shaq were an exponentially better duo than them. They only won 3 championships together. This notion that they could last for however many years and continue to be happy, given how selfish all 3 of those guys were, is absolutely ridiculous. 5? We're talking about 5 championships. Michael Jordan won 6. Like, how many teams can you even think of that would have won that many championships? It's the Russell era Celtics, like the Magic Lakers, and that's pretty much it. 5 championships? You think they would have been that good with quitter James Harden, who's never won anything in his entire life? Do you watch basketball?
I do. Also, clearly you don't, because James Harden was a passer. He's relegated to just being a great guard who can pass the ball and get a bucket whenever he can. You're a Nets fan. Come on, agree with me there. You know that's a fact.
I root for the Nets, yeah, but it's one of the most painful things that I have to do. A large part
No,
because
that's
of
not what I
Kyrie
just said.
Irving.
That's not what I just said. I just said whenever James Harden was on the Nets, what was his primary, he was a passer. He was a passer.
To facilitate the offense
exactly.
and be a leading offensive force on scoring.
You know that was not what he was there to.
But-
It was
but-
to get a bucket when he
so
could,
the
but
only-
he was primarily a passer. His decline wouldn't have been as sharp because you can just lob the ball over to Durant, see what he can do, and that's what happened. And also, I think all 3 of them would have been happy. Why? Because they would have blitzed the Bucks. We whooped the Bucks. That Celtics jersey, burn it. We killed the Celtics. We beat them in 5. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't. We were gonna beat the Bucks in 4. We beat them by 30 game 2. We were beating them in game 3. Had they not gotten injured, we would have beat them. And then what was our competition? The Atlanta Hawks? No. We had absolutely no competition. We ran through the competition. There is no competition, and all 3 of them would have been happy. Why? Because they're NBA champions.
You have no basis or logic to understand how difficult it is to win championships. You think these guys would have just been together, happy as could be for the rest of time? That is just not how life works. Feuds develop. Guys get egotistical. They want to move on. They want to create their own team. As you saw with Kyrie Irving multiple times, I don't want to play with you anymore. I want to go somewhere else where I could be the guy, and it never worked out for him. It was never going to work out with these players because they're all too selfish, and Kyrie is the most sour, disgusting human being ever.
I've been waiting to talk about this. Ready? Sleeper agent. I am a Brooklyn Nets fan.
My God. Yeah, hell yeah. Another local Nets fan.
Okay,
What's
so
up?
let's talk about that first run. Do they win the championship? In my honest opinion,
hell yeah.
Quite possibly. But let's talk about the roster. Sure, we've mentioned James Harden. We've mentioned Kevin Durant. We've mentioned Kyrie. Who are the guys on that bench? LaMarcus Aldridge,
Correct.
ready to retire. Blake, washed. Don't even get to mention DeAndre Jordan was playing legitimate backup center minutes in the Big 21. What are we talking about right now? You think that is going to lead to the pedigree of 5 championships? Not even talking about Kyrie's getting up there in age. James is up there in age. Kevin Durant is up there in age. 5 rings has to start then. We're talking about if they win them straight, they've only won 4 by now. They need to win again to be at ring number 5 at this point. 5 rings is an unbelievable claim. I don't know where you fished that number out of, quite frankly. It's preposterous.
Why did you skim over all the bottom of the Nets players and you didn't talk about Joe Harris, Landry Shamet?
Sure, okay.
I'm missing Bruce Brown. All 3 terrific players.
Sure.
Why are you talking about old LaMarcus Aldridge?
Okay, sure.
I know how much they suck, but
right. The reason the Nets were able to get them was veteran minimum contracts. Those guys were on the up. 2 syllables, cha-ching. They all needed to get paid. And that's why Jared Allen had to leave. He got paid by Cleveland. Joe Harris
got traded.
He got traded, but he got the pay. You think the Nets were going to pay him? You think they were going to pay him that full contract? You think they could have afforded him?
I think if you won a championship, he would have taken a pay cut.
You can't assume everyone is going to take
Also,
a pay
Nick Claxton
cut.
was on that team. Also, Blake Griffin locked up Giannis. He was not washed. I don't know what you're talking
This is
about.
old man Blake Griffin. He had lost his step entirely. He was a better defender than an offensive player at that
That's
point.
all you
in his
needed at
career.
that point. We didn't need any more offense.
Who was scoring off the bench?
Bruce Brown.
Bruce Brown.
Yeah.
We're talking about the same Bruce Brown.
NBA champion Bruce Brown. You saw what he did in Denver.
not a
he's
scorer.
He's a terrific
fantastic
player.
player.
We don't need scorers.
You
That's the
just
thing.
said, I asked who scores off the bench. That was my
Oh, you
question.
said score? Oh.
Who scores?
You don't need scoring. You got one of those guys.
You
on the
don't
court.
need scoring
No,
off
you got,
the bench.
when you have the 3 best isolation players, one of them is going to be on the court at some point. You don't need another person to score.
You're telling
you
me
need
that
3-point shooters, which we had, Joe Harris, Landry Shamet, and you needed defenders, which we had, Blake Griffin, Nick Claxton, I guess.
So you're saying that all 3 of those guys at all points, if they were the only ones surrounded by these old men, they'd get enough to get 5 rings. There's enough offense there.
Correct.
No.
My final claim is Kyrie will win another championship before he retires. Let's talk about Bernard King. Let's do it.
No, I mean, Bernard King could be in the league right now, and he'd probably make the Western Conference playoffs for the Dallas Mavericks next season.
you wouldn't.
Cooper,
You guys don't even believe
Cooper
that.
Flag, number 1 pick in the draft, right? He's a rookie. It's going to take a little while for him to develop. Anthony Davis, very much not a rookie. Towards the back end of his career, he's going to take some time to get back on the court. He's dealing with his own injury stuff right now. News came out recently he may not even be on the court for training camp. Kyrie Irving is not going to be on the court for at least halfway through this year. Those are undisputedly the 3 best players on the Dallas Mavericks. Can you at least acknowledge that they are not going to win the championship next year?
I will not acknowledge that. 1, 2. You're undermining how much depth they have. That team has so much depth.
Okay, so I will politely point out that Las Vegas disagrees with you because they currently have, I believe, the 9th best over-under win total in the West. But put that aside, you're going to take the Dallas Mavericks next season, because you're going to say they're going to win the championship, over...
No, I think they have a chance. I wouldn't say I have them. I have Denver over them, but other than that, it's just Denver and Dallas.
So not OKC.
Nope. Nope.
So Oklahoma City presently has constructed a team. It's really a masterful job. They have 3 awesome young players, all tied up on max contracts, all in a situation where they're going to avoid the second apron for a few years, which is the second apron league. We got to live with that reality. They're not going anywhere anytime soon. All those guys are young. Their oldest core player is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, other than Alex Caruso. So you think the Dallas Mavericks, again, either this season when everybody's hurt, or moving forward when Kyrie Irving and Anthony Davis get older and worse, are going to beat the Oklahoma City Thunder moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, look, if OKC doesn't change their front court, yes, they cannot guard a center. Daniel Gafford's going to eat. Anthony Davis is going to eat.
The front court that contains both Isaiah Hartenstein and Chet Holmgren to throw at people depending on what... Okay.
Yeah, believe it or not, I don't think Isaiah Hartenstein can hold Anthony Davis. Shocker,
Oh, well,
right?
you never watched Isaiah Hartenstein play basketball.
I have.
Victor Wembanyama, what do you think about him? Is he getting worse in moving forward, or might he be someone to be reckoned with?
He's getting better. He's
Okay.
getting better. By the way, the claim is he will win a championship before he retires. That could be in Dallas. That could be somewhere else. I think it's going to be in Dallas. I think in the next 2 to 3 years.
Silly me. He's going to quit on another team and go somewhere else.
Not
so
quitting.
we're going to win a championship. Who's he going to go play with now? We can't play with Luka because they already did that. LeBron James, Anthony Davis, James Harden, Jason Tatum. You want me to go through all NBA players that Kyrie Irving has spent his
How
entire career
convenient it
playing
is
with?
for you to call Kyrie Irving a quitter.
How
We don't call
convenient
LeBron
it
a
is
quitter.
for
We don't call
you.
any other players quitters. But you want to call Kyrie Irving a quitter.
Because he keeps going on to the next stop, because he always wants the next great thing. He is a perfect embodiment of what an athlete is today. Me, 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 me. Give me the next thing that's going to make my life easier as opposed to what I could do to make my team's life better.
true.
Has never done that once in his career and ain't going to start now.
Also, Kyrie Irving's way better than Jalen Brunson. I hope you sleep with that.
All right, so before we talk about Kyrie jumping ship and going to play with LeBron somewhere again, let's just talk about the current state of the Dallas Mavericks. Okay. Right? As a Nets fan, as you know, all the leftovers in the Nets backcourt go to Dallas, right? So we got D'Angelo Russell there. Let's picture a scenario when Kyrie comes back in March. You got a closing lineup backcourt of D'Angelo Russell, Kyrie Irving, and Klay Thompson. That sounded pretty good maybe like 8 years ago, right? And then you have them going up against the Oklahoma City Thunder, the Denver Nuggets, the Houston Rockets. I would even argue that the Clippers may have a better roster on paper, regardless of their age. You have a Warriors team with Steph Curry, who I may add is significantly more skilled than Kyrie Irving and much better, right? With a Jimmy Butler. You have Victor Wembanyama, who's ascending. The Spurs front office is one of the greatest in basketball. You got Dylan Harper. You have a young core, De'Aaron Fox. It was talked about before. They have the 9th best over-under in wins for next year. You could argue that they might not even be in the play-in, right? So what makes you think that Dallas is going to win another championship with Kyrie, or if Kyrie's just going to win another championship? I don't see a range of outcomes there. It's not happening.
Are you trying to say that a Dallas closing lineup would be Kyrie, D'Angelo Russell, and Klay Thompson?
Well, let's think about it. They got like 4 different centers. You got Derek Lively, Daniel Gafford, PJ Washington plays the 4. You got Cooper Flag, Kyrie, Klay Thompson, PJ Washington, and a Gafford or Lively.
Correct.
I would argue that starting 5 isn't even top 4 or 5 in the West. And that's just the Western Conference, right? So I just don't see a range of outcomes where Dallas in any way, shape, or form, with Kyrie coming off of a torn ACL in his 30s, undersized guards at this stage in their career coming off of a torn ACL, who knows what he's going to restore his status to? Kevin Durant had a blown out Achilles in 2019. He's a different breed. But we're talking an undersized guard with a torn ACL coming back to a loaded Western Conference mid-year. Kyrie's not getting any better. He's not getting any younger. And quite frankly, I don't think the Mavericks are even going to make it to the conference finals this year or at any point in time. I don't say it.
You can never count out the guy who came back from a 3-1 lead.
9 years ago.
Yep.
We're talking 9 years
you
ago.
can never count him out.
Yes, we're talking.
I'm not tripping about the competition in the West. Yeah, you're right. If not this year, because he's still rehabbing from injury, definitely next year. I have no doubt in my mind that team is great. You have 3-and-Ds. You got Clay. You got Cooper Flag. They can both
What
defend.
3-and-Ds do they got? Klay Thompson's not the defender that he was. Najee Marshall, is he even still there?
He's also a 3-and-D player.
Yeah, okay, fine. That's a value contract, but other than that, who else do they have?
OKC cannot compete in the front court. I'll take my
Chet Holmgren.
Yeah.
Isaiah Hartenstein.
Did you see what happened to him that one summer when LeBron went at it? His knee, oh my God. He's not going to be able to do anything against Anthony Davis or Daniel Gafford. They're going to eat.
Hopefully Anthony Davis even plays. The guy doesn't even play 65 games a year.
You'll see it this year.
The league is young, it's athletic, it's versatile. This Dallas Mavericks lineup, unless Cooper Flag is the next coming of LeBron or even a Wemby, they stand no chance in the West. And Kyrie, I would argue, isn't even a top 20 or 25 player in the league as of today.
We've seen if you have 3-and-Ds and you have a good front court and the greatest isolation player of all time, you're going to win a championship, and they have that. And they also have a deep bench. I have no doubt in my mind.
Who else is on their bench outside of Najee Marshall? I can't think of anybody. Spencer Dinwiddie?
Nice. Is he on the team? D'Angelo Russell.
D'Angelo Russell. He plays Olay defense. He's a traffic cone.
He can create his own shot, and that's all you need from the bench.
That's all you need from the bench?
Yeah, you have a lot of 3-and-Ds. You're good.
Yeah, Najee Marshall. He's going to lead them to a title. He's going to restore Kyrie's legacy. I like Najee Marshall, but that's what we're talking about here.
Klay Thompson's just a scrub.
Klay Thompson cannot defend like he used to. 8 knee injuries later, he can.
He can. You'll watch.
He'll give you a few 20-point nights, but he's not the efficient defender that he was. I wish he was, but he's not.
He is.
So whenever I like to do these, we have to. I'm not just gonna do this. I need you to do this with me as well. We have to use logic. If we're gonna use something and you're projecting into the future, we have to look at the past and we have to look at history to use as a basis for our argument. So let's just go through Kyrie Irving's career. Has he maybe 13 or 14 NBA seasons? He has 1 championship. So he's averaging 1 chip per 13 or 14 years. Do you think he's going to play another 13 years in the NBA?
No.
No. Okay, so time is not on his side. Injury, when he won his first ring, he had already dealt with 1 injury. Now he's dealt with 2 significant injuries after. Are injuries on his side? No. Okay? Now we also have to look at how did he get that 1 ring? You've mentioned it so many times. You mentioned the shot.
Hell yeah.
A shot that has only been hit Game 7 one time in the entire history of the NBA, where a shot came down to a Game 7 in the final 1 minute and 30 seconds of a game.
Legendary moment.
So is history on his side and are statistics on his side for that to ever happen again? No. What else did it take for him to win that 1 ring? Him and LeBron James scored over 33 points 3 games in a row, the most for any duo in a 3-game stretch in the NBA Finals. That data is not on his side as well. So all of the logic and all of the data points that he's never going to get to that point again. What else happened? Draymond Green was suspended in the NBA Finals. You know how many times that's happened for a starting player in the NBA Finals? 1 time. That's not on his side. Then you had Andrew Bogut break his leg. You got Stephen Curry ejected. You had a Stephen Curry MCL injury. All of these factors are why he won 1 ring. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, like you said. Just 1. So all of those factors are never going to happen again in NBA history for Kyrie to get that opportunity to win a ring. He's also never won a ring as the best player on a team, which means wherever he goes, he's going to have to be either the 2nd or 3rd best player to win. And with the money that he wants and with the contract that he signs, the money's not on his side. There are literally no factors that go into your argument that make this make any sense. What is one reason why you can say that he's going to win another NBA championship? And if you say because he's the best isolation scorer ever, I'm just going to go back to my seat.
There's a lot of what ifs in sports. What if Kawhi didn't hit that shot? What if we could look at all these what if moments. Kyrie has never had the opportunity to have a team perfectly built for him where he has the ball in his hand. And
if it hasn't happened in 13 or 14 years, why is it going to happen now? Why would a team?
What do you mean? It happened now. It's Dallas. What are you talking about? He's going to have the ball in his hand.
The team right now is constructed for Kyrie Irving to win.
Correct.
It's not.
It is.
It is
it's
not.
A bunch of 3-and-Ds, like what Steph had. That's what he succeeded in. Now Kyrie has the same thing where he has a bunch of 3-and-Ds and he can show off his isolation game while hiding on defense like how Steph does.
He doesn't have a bunch of 3-and-Ds. That is just a fallacy.
He does. That is a fact.
And on top of that, the team is not built to construct it as win because these players might not even be around. You keep talking about his availability if he was 6'6" and weighed 30 more pounds because it causes injuries.
He'd be the GOAT.
Okay, and now look at his team. They have a bunch of other guys who are injury prone. Literally, what is one thing that you can say say why he's going to win, because the roster's finally constructed for him. They didn't build that team for Kyrie Irving. They built that team for Luka, then they traded him. Now the team is being built around Cooper Flag. They're building for the future, not for a guy who's in his 30s who is injury prone. It's just not logical.
This team is perfectly built for Kyrie. His competition, the OKC Thunder, cannot deal with any of the front court depth that the Dallas Mavericks have. Denver, they're great. Jokic is amazing. But again, we have bigs that can go lock up Jokic. And then we have Kyrie, who's way better, generationally better than their. Oh, oops.
You see,
than their guards.
listen, that's falling apart just like your argument. They struggled guarding Miles Turner. They're gonna struggle guarding Jokic. What do you mean they're built to guard these bigs?
Actually, they're not gonna lock up Jokic. No one can lock up Jokic. But out of the Western Conference teams, they have the best chance of slowing him down. Their front court depth is amazing. Their depth in general is amazing.
We've seen him been slowed down. Draymond Green slowed him down. Draymond Green had the steal that won the Warriors the finals against him in the playoffs. So Draymond Green has slowed him down. They're not the best.
I'm talking about right now. Right? You think Draymond Green has a better chance right now?
Yes, right now. You have literally used no evidence to prove your point. There's literally nothing you've pointed to that can say this is the reason why I'm hopeful Kyrie Irving could win another championship.
I told you why. You're just not listening.
The best hope you could say is maybe he gets traded to LA and he's the backup point guard. That's the best hope he would have, because he's only won with Braun. And he's won with no one else. Even the guys who have went on to win rings, he hasn't been successful. You named Harden, you named Kevin Durant. What did those guys do with Kyrie Irving? Nothing. Kevin Durant's best team success has been with Steph Curry, an actual small guard leader and the best isolation scorer at his height and weight. Come on, man. Let's be real.
It's all injuries. That's all I heard was injuries and excuses.